In this video of Dream Big classes, we will learn about electricity and magnetism. You can comment in the comment box if you need video on any other topic too. In the beginning, there will be introduction to electricity and magnetism, and then the question, what is electricity, will be answered. Then law of electric charges along with static electricity will be discussed before discussing electric current. You will also be taught about conductors and insulators in addition to electric circuits. After reviewing electricity, we will discuss magnetism, in which magnetic fields and electromagnets will be reviewed. While studying electricity and magnetism, you must know that the electricity can produce magnetism and the magnetism can produce electricity. The fact responsible for this is when charges from one piece of matter interact with those from another piece of matter, they produce both electric and magnetic forces. Now, if you ask the question, what is electricity? Then the simple answer is that electricity is the interaction of electric charges. Electric charges are a fundamental property of protons and electrons, which make up every atom. Positive and negative charges are the two types of electric charges. Protons possess a positive charge, whereas electrons carry a negative charge. When these charges interact, electricity is produced. Now there are some laws governing the world of electric charges. Coulomb's law gives us insight for calculating electric force. The electric force is the attraction or repulsion between charged objects. The law says that the size of charges and the distance between them are both key factors in determining the strength of the electric force between charged objects. According to Coulomb's law, the magnitude of the electrostatic force of attraction or repulsion between two-point charges is directly proportional to the product of the magnitudes of charges and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. The force is along the straight line joining them. Static electricity results from the buildup of electric charges on an object. Let's learn with the help of an example. When you rub a balloon against your hair, electrons from the atoms that make up your hair transfer to the balloon, which makes your hair positively charged due to electron loss. The balloon becomes negatively charged due to electron gain. When you hold the balloon several centimeters from your head, your hair stands up due to the attraction between the two opposite charges. Now let's learn what is called electric discharge. The charges that build up on an object do eventually move off the object. This sudden and brief flow of electrons is called electric discharge. Have you ever received a shock when you touch a metal doorknob after shuffling your feet on the carpet? That is an example of electric discharge on a small scale. Can you think of an example of electric discharge on a larger scale? Now, let's see what is electric current. Current is defined as the quantity of charge that flows past a given point per unit of time. The standard unit of measurement for current is the ampere, A. There are two types of electric current, direct current and alternating current. Direct current is a type of electric current where the charges flow in one direction only. Batteries are an example of a direct current source. Whereas the alternating current, as the name suggests, is a type of electric current that flows in one direction, then in the reverse direction, repeatedly. The electric current supplied by power companies to homes is an example of AC. Related to flow of electricity, there are materials which can be classified as conductors and insulators. Conductors are materials that allow an electric current to flow through them easily, while insulators are materials that resist the flow of electric current. Examples of insulators are rubber, glass, plastic, air, wood, and paper. On the other hand, the examples of conductors can include metals such as copper, aluminium, silver, and gold. Water can be counted as conductor when it contains dissolved salts or other charged particles. Another example is graphite, which is found in pencils. Human body is also a conductor of electricity as it can conduct small amounts of electric current. Let's see what are electric circuits. Electric circuits generally contain energy source, switch, wires, and load. We will discuss them one by one. Energy source: an electric field created by a battery's positively and negatively charged terminals attracts and repels charges, providing the push to keep them moving through a closed circuit. Load: a component in a circuit that consumes electrical energy to perform a function, such as generating light or motion, and resists the flow of electric current, causing a voltage drop. Wires: a low-resistance conductor that carries current in a circuit, connecting components. Material and thickness are selected based on distance, current, and voltage for efficient and safe operation. Wires: a low-resistance conductor that carries current in a circuit, connecting components. Material and thickness are selected based on distance, current, and voltage for efficient and safe operation. Switch: a switch controls a circuit by connecting or disconnecting two metal pieces. When the pieces touch, the circuit closes. When they separate, the circuit opens. The types of circuits are open circuit and closed circuit. When a loop has no breaks and the current flows through it, this circuit is called a closed circuit. But an open circuit has a break and stops the current flow. There are several options for connecting multiple loads in a circuit. Here are the two of the most common approaches. Series circuit. This involves connecting the loads in a line or series, allowing the current to flow from one load to the next in a single path. Parallel circuit. Here, the loads divide the current amount of the different devices, creating a parallel connection. The Ohm's law is an important law in current electricity. Ohm's law describes the relationship between electric current and voltage in a conductor, stating that the amount of electric current flowing through a conductor is directly proportional to the voltage that is causing the current to flow. Mathematically, we can say that the V is equal to I multiplied by R, where V is the voltage or potential difference, I is current, and R is resistance. Now we have reviewed electricity, electric current, and electric circuits. Let's learn what is magnetism. Magnetism is concerned with magnetic force, which is a force that can attract or repel certain materials, such as iron, and is caused by the movement of electric charges within certain objects, like magnets or electric currents. Magnets attract iron and have two poles, a negative and a positive pole. Poles are the places where the magnetic force is strongest. All magnets share these properties. You should always keep in mind that the like charges repel each other and unlike charges attract. Now, what is magnetic field? It is the region around a magnet that is affected by magnetic forces. Do you have an idea about it, or what do you think it might look like? Any idea? It looks like this. Closely see the direction of the field or the magnetic force. Let's discuss how magnetism is related to us in daily life. Did you know that the Earth's magnetic field is what makes compasses work? The needle of a compass is a tiny magnet that aligns with the Earth's magnetic field, pointing north-south. This is possible because the Earth itself acts as a giant magnet thanks to its magnetic core, which generates a magnetic field that extends far into space. This field is what protects us from the solar wind and other harmful particles that constantly bombard our planet. Without it, life on Earth as we know it would not be possible. Let's briefly discuss electromagnets and electromagnetism. Physicist Hans Christian Ørsted was the first to discover that electric current produces a magnetic field around a wire. To produce a strong magnetic field, wrap coils of wire around an iron rod. Current passing through the coils of wire magnetize the rod, producing a powerful magnet called an electromagnet. The more loops in the coil, the stronger the magnetic field. Electromagnets are used in electric motors, loudspeakers, television sets, doorbells, trains, and many other devices. What is electromagnetic induction? It is the process of creating an electric current by moving a conductor through a magnetic field or by varying the magnetic field around it. The majority of the electricity supplied to homes is generated using electromagnetic induction. I believe we have quickly revised what is electricity and magnetism. Now, in a shortly upcoming video, we will give you a test on this chapter so that you can assess yourself. Keep learning and keep growing.